What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Salon MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Friday 8-game main slate starting at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. DraftKings breaking up the Friday slate. We've had some big slates in the past. Not to be here. They have a 6-game slate starting at 6. They got an 8-game slate starting at 7. We're going to cover the 7-game main slate here for the preview show. Of course, we do go live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you are playing that 6 p.m. slate, you have questions, we can answer them for you then, but we'll be largely paying attention to the main slate here as usual. With 8 games, some interesting spots here, some interesting matchups. Obviously the smaller player pool because we're not having all 14 teams here. Thoughts on the split here, James?
It's nice. We do have the luxury of Coors Field as the white-hot San Diego Padres head to Coors for a series there. Cal Quantrill versus Matt Waldron. It's an interesting slate. There's not a lot of great pitching. There's solid pitching, but not a lot of great pitching. So it'll be interesting to see how lineups are constructed, considering Coors, San Diego, 5 players over 5K. Don't really have, there's some value, but mostly very expensive. So it'll be an interesting slate overall.
Yeah, agreed. Let's get into pitching here. Our guy Schwellenbach, $9,800, your top price starting pitcher here. Corbin Burns against Boston at $97. Garrett Crochet inexplicably still up over $9,000. He's got Houston at $93. Sean Manaea's $8,700. Spencer Arrighetti, $85. And Jose Soriano, $8,400. Those are your top 6 priced starting pitchers here. Where do you want to start things off?
I think the obvious is Arrighetti. I think that's like the number 1 play of the day, and it will be the most popular play of the day, considering the version of Spencer Arrighetti we've gotten in back-to-back outings against, one of them being Boston, in Boston, right? Not something that people expect when you go 13 Ks. And the inconsistencies are what has plagued him all year. But you now look, 5 straight starts in which he spanned 6 innings, 4 of which have resulted in quality starts, and 4 of which he's had 7 or more strikeouts. So he's your chalk pitcher, 8,500. Don't even think it's even a question. I guess I don't even know what to think of Garrett Crochet other than
you stack against him, I think, at this point.
We don't know what the limit actually is, because he did just get absolutely hammered and had to get taken out after 3 innings, but it's just not a favorable spot. Corbin Burns, where did the strikeouts go? There's just none. There's just none in the tank. And I know he's going to come out, he's going to strike out 11 Red Sox, because that's what happens every time I talk about where the strikeouts go.
As for Framber Valdez, and all of a sudden he's got 10 plus and 3 or 4.
It just doesn't seem like a spot I want to spend 97. Truthfully, for me, it's Arrighetti and it's Schwellenbach, who continues to be very impressive in Coors Field. 6 hits, still navigates it, 7 strikeouts. You want to talk about the strikeouts? Maybe they just transferred from Corbin Burns to Schwellenbach, because 7, 10, 11, 8, other than the start in San Diego, we know San Diego just does not strike out. You get back on track, 6 against Philly, 7 Pittsburgh, 6 Detroit, 6 Seattle or St. Louis. Yep. Words are hard. 7 Detroit. The guy is an elite strikeout arm. So for me, it's Schwellenbach and it's Arrighetti at the top. And then the interestingness begins, because I do think Jose Soriano is a little bit interesting at 84. A lot of ground balls. Strikeouts have been pretty good lately, and he's been relatively good. And even when you look at some of the peripheral numbers, it's not luck. He's just a heavy ground ball pitcher that does not allow home runs. It's another guy. He just doesn't allow power. No home runs in his last 6 starts, and there is some strikeout appeal. So I do think there's appeal there, but oh boy, after that it's
it doesn't look pretty good at all. Heaney versus Minnesota. Minnesota obviously has hit lefties, relatively well. Byron Buxton went on the IL. so that weakens that lineup a little bit. Heaney has time, doesn't always pitch deep in the games, and has his own struggles. You got Waldron and Coors. He is at times been inconsistent. Simeon Wood Richardson versus Texas, not gonna go there. Savale versus Cleveland. Gavin Williams versus Milwaukee. I mean, like, Gavin Williams has only really pitched well against the worst of the worst this season. So I don't know, man. I don't know where you want to go here.
I mean, like, it's scary because I would usually, like, I'm not afraid to pitch in Coors. I think Waldron's a little too expensive with how the struggles have been lately. I mean, 2 last 3 games, he's gotten hit up, and
his best start was against the Rockies, but it's in San Diego.
That is, like, obviously something to hold your hat on here, and like how good San Diego's offense has been as well, and how good they've been on the road all year. They've been one of the best road teams in baseball. It's like Waldron's okay. Woods Richardson, I don't know if, like, coming off probably his best start of the year, but like Texas, like, they can be so good when Adolis is hitting 2 home runs and Wyatt Langford's hits home runs.
Dude,
right?
Adolis is heating up now. How much of that is the Red Sox bullpen and their disaster of late? But yeah, he's definitely, this is a guy, another one where, like, beginning of the year, new batting stance, fell into old habits, couldn't hit for 2 months, and now they're showing him like he's holding his hands higher again, and like, okay, great, like, dude, keep doing that, man. Like, figure out your timing, right? Like, no, definitely. Again, same with Richardson, good pitching prospect for their organization, but like hasn't wowed us, by any stretch of the imagination, this season. So, has his moments, doesn't have his moments. So, I'm kind of with you. It's unfortunate that we don't have the full slate because we would have had a larger player pool to kind of pick and choose from. Josh Winkowski's been an opener for Boston. Miles Michaelis versus the Dodgers. Robleski, against St. Louis, in St. Louis. Cal Quantrill has pitched well for a lot of this year. Better at home than on the road. He's 58, but you're not going to do that against San Diego the way they're rolling in here. So, yeah, is Arrighetti like the cheapest guy like you're plugging today? Like,
I would potentially take a shot on Robleski. Potentially.
Sure.
There's win equity, obviously. I know it's in St. Louis, but St. Louis, looking at like some of the numbers over the last month against lefties, middle of the pack, literally 15th league. So league average in OPS, they're 19th in ISO. In terms of WOBA, they're 14th, so a little better than league average. For WRC plus, they're 16th. So like, it's a league average offense. He has like some good stuff. I mean, in the double, he mostly pitched AA this year. 8 strikeouts per 9 innings, not great. In his 4 starts in the PCL, 12K per 9.
Yeah,
he had a 5 ERA attached, but 12K per 9 moving up levels is interesting because he hasn't really missed bats at the major league level yet. But if he's gonna miss any type of bat at 6,500 on a slate with not a lot of pitching, I'd probably go there. Ultimately, like, there's no pitchers over 10K, and Arrighetti's sitting there at 85. I don't think you need to go down here.
Yeah.
But there's obviously a path to wanting to get to value with Coors on the slate. So I think Robleski would probably be the guy for me.
Okay. Going over to catcher position here again, with it being just 8 games on the slate. Some matchups you're looking to target.
I mean, Yanier Diaz, 4,600, continues to just be really good at hitting baseballs. Higashioka, 4,400. Whichever Minnesota catcher's in the lineup, Jeffers. I mean, the better value is obviously Christian Vasquez.
Isn't it kind of crazy how earlier this year we thought Jeffers was going to hit like 35 home runs and like run away with being like one of the best catchers, and then he slumped, and now it's like a straight platoon with Christian Vasquez here.
And Christian Vasquez is hitting 400 in his last 10 games. It's like with home runs. So it's not just like, oh, Christian Vasquez.
They like don't move his price tag at all.
So like it's hard for me to like want to get to anyone else. If you are being contrarian, there's the Corey Lee play down here. Matt Tice has been pretty good. Weirdly, 3 stolen bases in his last 10 games, which is bizarre for a catcher. But there's some like solid punts and obviously like mid-tier plays, Heim, Carson Kelly, Caratini, all those types of players.
Sure.
Too.
First base has Ohtani, Freeman against Michaelis, Cronenworth in cores against Quantrill's up there. Jake Berger gets a lefty at $4,800. Obviously, he continues to hammer the baseball. So, thoughts in the upper half of the first base position?
Yeah, I mean it's a loaded top tier. I'd play any of the top three. I'm not really shying away from Cronenworth. I know like Sticker Shock is a little bit there with 5,200 Jake Cronenworth, but he has been better. Hits in 6 straight games, 6 RBIs, 7 RBIs over his last 6 games as well. So being productive. I'm good with obviously both Dodgers. Matt Olson's homering again. So if you want to play him, you can. We said we brought him off against Robbie Ray, and then Robbie Ray happened. So,
Well, yeah. Robbie Ray went hit batsman.
Yeah, I saw
walk
grand
grand slam.
Yeah. And Berger's super elite. Maybe if you're not playing Robleski, you get to Goldschmidt. I don't think you need to when like Naylor's there and Alonso is hitting like everything right now. You can go to Pete Alonso for cheaper. Tolia continues to be like, really sad if you dropped him recently in fantasy baseball because he's been really productive even when he's been out of course. So if you want to play Tolia at 4,500, you can.
Yeah, a lot of power obviously in that bat, so nothing wrong there. I don't mind going against Gavin Williams. Again, he's like been very hit or miss, and really, again, his better starts have like only come against Detroit. So get him in Milwaukee against someone like a Rhys Hoskins. I am fine in that matchup. We got Nathaniel Lowe down here as well. Johnsky Noel gets Savali at 32. Jonah Bride, who you were in on the other day, 3,100. He had homered. He had 4 RBIs. He had 2 hits. So, hey, Jonah.
I'm just like, it was a joke.
They need a 30 for 30 on this Marlins team after the deadline, right? Like,
it
had 1 career home run coming into this season, gets plopped into the cleanup spot, acting like a cleanup hitter. So
it started as a joke.
It did.
It's not.
No.
Whatever's happening, like, we've had a lot of Jeremy Lin runs around baseball. Jonah Bride might be the most surprising by like a wide margin. So yeah, I mean, if he's gonna be 3,100 in a good split, why not? Like, why wouldn't he at least be in our player pool?
I agree. Zach DeZenzo made the Bender stock watch this week. I don't know your thoughts here, but he's 2,900. It's Crochet.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be in the lineup with a lefty. I mean, they're looking for anything at first base right now.
Yep, I agree. Second base, up at the top, we got Altuve versus Crochet at $5,400. Cronenworth eligible there as well. Xander Bogaerts has been hitting the ball pretty well, $4,800. Go-to spots here at second for you?
It's like another day I'll be spending down to a Gavin Lux, Jackson Holiday tier.
Feels that way, right?
This is just a position where, like, if you want to play Cronenworth or Altuve, you can. If you want to play Bogaerts, he's in cores, you can. If you want to be contrarian, Brendan Rodgers is hitting really, really well right now. Long hitting streak. We know how good he is in cores. If you want to play Brendan Rodgers, you can. But, like, I mean, Bryce Terang is showing signs of life over the last 2 days. Like, you want to do that? Fine. But, like, hey, look, Gavin Lux, another 2-hit multi-RBI, multi-run game on Thursday, and he's 3,500. Hey, look, Jackson Holiday got called up, and wow, what a shocker. A 13-game sample was not long enough to judge a player on, and now he's amazing. So, I mean, just a position that I'm looking to ultimately spend down on for
sure. Yeah, I hear you. Going on over to the third base position then. Spending up, Ramirez Devers. You got Royce Lewis against $5,700. Manny Machado at $5,600. Riley Bregman versus a lefty and Crochet at 52, and he's been on fire lately.
Yeah, I think you can play any of them. Riley and Devers probably at the bottom of the tier, but not because I don't like them as players. Just I think there's better spots.
Sure. Do you have a favorite of that group?
Royce or Machado.
Okay.
I mean, Royce gets the lefty here, and Machado in Coors has been really solid this year. I feel like a little bit underrated, but gets the Coors bump there.
Okay. Value and mid-tier options for us?
Jung, Miranda, Arenado, they're all fine. Vientos, double dong. Starting to heat up again, Mark Vientos, now that maybe the ankle thing is past. Hits in 3 straight and 5 of 6 overall, with 3 home runs and a bunch of RBIs over that span. So Vientos 39 is really, really cheap against a pitcher that gives up a lot of power. Joey Ortiz 33, TK 28. He's been good.
Yeah. Anybody else for you?
No.
All right. Going on over then to the shortstop position. Top spends up here. Mookie Betts does have outfield eligibility. Got Gunnar Henderson, Corey Seager, Ezekiel Tovar, Francisco Lindor, your 5K tier. Again, you have Tovar in Coors against Waldron. You get Seager and Gunnar in great spots themselves here as well.
Yeah, I like every player 5K and up. Love Lindor with the home run per 9 that Munoz has given up. Can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah, again, it's such a talented group that very difficult to really parse out. More so like find your stack and build around. Mid-tier options, you got Ha-Seong Kim again in Coors. Xavier Edwards against Manaya at 46. Willie Adames has the home righty matchup against Gavin Williams at $4,500. Jeremy Pena against Crochet is there. Win versus lefty and Robolewski. Got a core spot for that group.
Castro against lefty. Xavier Edwards against the world. Adames at home against a righty. That's a great spot. So Mason Wynn leading off. I have no problem getting any of those.
Do you have a value play for us?
Arcia is fine.
Just going right back to the well there.
He's against a righty. That's been the spot.
Sure. Going on over then to the outfield. Top spots for us here. Ohtani, Betts, Jordan versus Crochet, as we mentioned many times on this show, better against lefties this year than righties. We'll see how long Crochet's even in this game. Ozuna, you got Doyle at home. Been a bingo spot for us here at 58, though. Jaron Duran is 57. Santander, 55. It's your top half of the 5K range.
Yeah, Dodgers are great. Jordan's great against lefties. Brent Doyle, nobody will play at 58. It's obviously a good contrarian spot considering Waldron's struggles. Santander has been continues to just hit home runs every single day. Perfectly fine getting there. Profar, I'm fine paying 54 for. Jackson Merrill, 51 is elite. If you Cal Quantrill.
I was going to say the Merrill price boost because you're getting him in Coors there, right? Like
it's not something I'm shying away from.
No, I was going to say it's not something I'm shying away from here either. I mean, he's been as good as it comes. He has a couple of first falls to back up, 2 hits, a triple, 2 RBIs, locking and loading at $5,100 for sure. Where are you with Colton Cowser at $4,700? Obviously slumping a little bit. They moved him down the lineup the other day. In at 47?
Well, they moved him down because it was a lefty, and then he's leading off again on Thursday. So
all safe? I
assume he's back into the leadoff spot for Friday's game. I mean, I don't know. 4,700 is a lot for Colton Cowser.
Too much? All right, mid-tier then. Where are you looking?
Mid-tier, I mean, JD Mart, I'm in on the Mets. O'Hearn, 44. Yoshida, 44, if you want to be different against Corbin Burns.
Are you looking at Boston against Corbin Burns here?
I'm okay just playing Boston at this point against righties.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to doubt them against anybody anymore. I'm not like saying Corbin Burns has been bad by any means. He's just not worth paying. Like the price that he consistently gets, he's not worth.
Sure.
Like he gets outs. He just doesn't. Where are the 10 strikeout games?
The lack of strikeouts is something, you have to wonder if maybe he's costing himself some money here because he is a free agent in the offseason. Yeah. So maybe he's not trying to hurt himself. You know, don't go for the strikeout. Play for the contact. Keep the arm intact before you get your big contract. And gotta wonder a little bit, you know, with some of these guys here. 4K and under. You got Wyatt Langford. He homered yesterday, 39. Michael Harris, 3,800, hit the grand slam.
And a lead off.
Yep. Lefties versus Munoz has been a target for us all season long. You mentioned Nimmo. We got Winker here, 36. They hit him third on the Thursday slate. So you have that matchup for us.
Fourth,
Sorry, hit him fourth rather.
Yeah, same thing.
So definitely in the middle of that lineup. Anything else for you down here? Eloy?
Yeah, Eloy, John Kenzie, I know you mentioned it first. Garrett Mitchell, they moved him down the lineup, so we'll see where he hits. If you want to be contrarian, Gavin Sheets is heating up. Lots of RBIs in the Yankee series. Where's Jake Cave at? What is his price?
He
that
was
man,
3K.
No, he's $4,000.
$4,000.
He's been awesome. If you want to play Jake Cave and like a contrarian, it's the Rockies are always the contrarian stack at home, where everyone just looks to jam Padres. You can always play Rockies. Him and Hilliard both have been really good. Hilliard's $3,700. I would play David Peralta, who's been arguably the best Padre over the last handful of games. 419, 471.
Like the Diamondback version of David Peralta, you know?
Yeah, he has been awesome. All the power lately too. 7 extra base hits, 4 of them being home runs. So that's Peralta's probably the most popular play, I would say, of that game, just considering how good he's been and how cheap he is.
Okay. Pitching, we liked Arrighetti. Do we do Arrighetti, Schwellenbach, and just see where we play out here? We'll just plug Vasquez in for now. $2,600. So that gives us $4,150. You just mentioned Peralta. We get that Coors Field exposure at $3,400. So 43 basically a play the rest of the way. Where do you want to start things? What's your favorite overall spend up for today?
Well, I would say just Holiday or Gavin Lux at second, just to get some more savings.
I'm partial to Holiday.
I don't care. He has a massive ceiling.
More likely to double dong than Gavin Lux is a single homer. So
agreed.
All right, 4,450. You like Machado? You said you just go stack Coors here.
Yeah, maybe Jonah Bride first base.
Yeah, I mean hard to argue with that.
Really cheap. I mean, he's really cheap.
He's cheap and he's been killing it. So 4,500 shortstop and 2 outfielders. So you got some dollars to play with here.
I really like everyone at 5K and above at shortstop, or we can go to Adames in the mid-tier.
So it was either going to be Adames for me, or I'm fine, going Gunnar, or Seager, Let's get another value play maybe down here somewhere. Where do we say Winker was? What was his price tag?
36.
Or Eloy? Let's do Eloy actually. 3,300 for him. Gives us a $4,400 outfielder. Anything? Chorio?
You complete the stack with O'Hearn for Baltimore.
Yeah, sure. That works. I like it. So we got Arrighetti, Schwellenbach, Vasquez, Bride, Holiday, Machado, Henderson, Peralta, Eloy, and O'Hearn. We got a mini 2-man in Colorado. We got a Baltimore stack against the recently horrid Red Sox pitching. One off, hottest man in the world, Jonah Bride. Christian Vasquez at catcher, Schwellenbach, and Arrighetti, probably the chalk pitchers of the slate here. Henry Wilson will be on the playbook. Make sure you check that out. James and I will be back at 5, breaking it all down again for you guys, all the latest news, lineup updates, and weather alerts. Until then, we'll catch you later.